last year, Advice NI incorporated into their membership all of the Citizens Advice bureaus across Northern Ireland. So that has really strengthened our network. There's a network of debt advisors that are out there on the ground in many of the advice centres that we have. So Advice NI, essentially we have about 72 members now, and those would be both generalist sort of advice services, drop-in centres where you can go in and get advice about your benefits or your housing or whatever. And then we have specialist members who will deal with particular social groups or particular social issues, and social issues, one of those being debt. So we have quite a broad reach right across Northern Ireland, and our ethos and philosophy is always to try to work in partnership and to try to maximise the benefits for the people that we're there to serve. And essentially we are in tough times, there is no doubt about that. And just to give you some wider context of that, you will know, for example, that in Northern Ireland we haven't seen the full impact of welfare reform yet. That has been delayed here, and on top of that we've had a mitigations package which has helped to offset some of the worst effects of welfare reform. For example, we don't have the bedroom tax in here yet. We've had delays to universal credit. We've had a whole range of other measures which have offset so that to make sure that people didn't lose out. But that package was agreed by this Assembly, by the executive at that time. And I hear politicians talk and shout at each other about it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault. There's no point in that now. We need to start to focus our minds on getting that mitigation package extended. But we can't do that without a working government here. And if you think that a Tory government is going to come in and say to people in Northern Ireland, oh, you're special, we'll give you additional money, whilst the people in their constituencies are not getting that, there isn't a chance in hell that could happen. So we need to have some focus on that, without a doubt. We've also seen, obviously, a growth in debt overall. I was reading some statistics yesterday about bankruptcies and DROs and all of that, all increasing. We have the looming prospect of Brexit, and who knows what the outcome of that will be. But one of the things we do know, and the Governor of the Bank of England has said so, that worst case scenario, we knock 10% off our GDP, worst case scenario 6%. We will probably have a devaluation around the pound at some point. That will mean that people will not be able to afford really basic stuff, and particularly those people who are on benefits or are working on very low incomes. So there's an issue about the effect of Brexit on people's standard of living here in Northern Ireland. And don't forget, here we pay a lot more for quite a lot of stuff here, and our income's a lot less. So those are big issues for us. We've been working across the piece with many people, and we're talking with the department at the minute about rebranding and refocusing the debt advice service, opening up the channels to that, and we're very keen to work in partnership, and we're really good to see this initiative happening today, because we had some concerns. There was a lot of our expertise built up in the Mavati Community Development Initiative, and they had very, very good debt advisors, and we were very concerned that those jobs would be lost. So it's great to see that there's some impact on that, and that people locally will be helped. It's important that we have multiple channels. That's with digital, whether it's by telephone, but we also need face-to-face, because some of the problems are very complex. As we know, obviously the department will be working with the sector, and the responsibility has shifted to the Department for Communities here for debt advice, and we'll be working together hopefully over the next year to develop an integrated service to look at what's available out there, where can people get help, how can they get help, what's the best means of helping them, and the solutions. I suppose we need to find innovative solutions. There's a lot happening in the debt field. There's an awful lot to come as well. For example, post office card account, it's going to run out. It's ending, and there's issues about what's going to replace that. A lot of people rely on that, so there will be difficulties ahead, I think. So we're trying to work through a strategy with DFC and with other partners to make sure that we encompass everything that we can in terms of debt services. It's very important for people. And we need probably more localized research here. Some of the statistics we kind of think don't really reflect the true level of the problem, and we need to be able to do that. And debt, of course, has a different impact on different people. So, the more joined up approaches we have, the more accessibility we have to those services, the better. So that's what we'll be working on. That's what we'll be focusing on. And as I say, I'm very pleased to be here to be able to support today's initiative. And thank Joanne and our colleagues from PayPlan, Helen and etc. for the work that they've done to get us so far. So thank you very much.